What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Lion's Den. My name is Jack, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new open beta first-person shooter, Ironsight. Ironsight is being developed by a company called Whipple Games. It's being published through Area Games, and is currently available right now for the low price of free. So, another free-to-play first-person shooter out on the market. Obviously a very saturated market, and there's a lot of competition, and you really have to bring something interesting to the table to compete right now. And Ironsight, I think, pays homage to a lot of classic first-person shooter styles with elements of like the early CODs, very Modern Warfare 2-esque feel, where it's very easy for you to be like the super soldier, just go off, do amazing things by yourself, kill 5 dudes at once, It has a lot of that feel, but whereas I think Modern Warfare 2 was always a game that suffered from the fact that nothing was balanced, so everything's overpowered, therefore the game is balanced. Ironsight is a lot more polished, even in this early state, where there's a definite sense of hierarchy among the weapon balance. Nothing's too insane, there are some outliers, but overall, the gameplay is crisp, it's fast-paced, the modes are interesting, and the maps are unique and well executed. Obviously, the first thing we gotta ask when you're talking about any kind of free-to-play game is this going to be pay-to-win? And after putting, I would say, about 30 hours into the game over the last few weeks, streaming a little bit over on Twitch, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch if you want to keep up to date with what's going on over there, I can safely say that the game is in no way, in its current iteration, pay to win. All guns are available for purchase if you grind out the in-game credits to purchase them. And once you purchase them, they are there permanently, and you just need to regularly repair them, which doesn't really cost much at all. And frankly, if you're playing consistently and you really get that grind on, you could grind out a gun in a little, I would say about an hour. It's about how fast I was earning enough to buy new weapons. And I've gotten a good chance to try out a fair amount of variety in the game, and all weapons are available. None are like held behind a paywall. All you gotta do is just play the game. As for the actual monetization, because obviously they have to be able to make money, they have weapon skins, character outfits, kind of like the usual we like to see for monetization from other games. And there are loot boxes, and while yes, you can get whole guns out of the loot boxes, like I said, everything's already available for purchase, so nothing is withheld from that paywall. The only thing you're really getting is the prettier gun, and some of the rarest gun skins have like unique reload animations, which is like, who really cares, right? So that's pretty cool. I like the fact that they're taking the firm stance right now that they want the game to be accessible to everybody. Whether you don't spend a dime or you spend hundreds of dollars, you are going to get the entire experience out of Ironsight. Speaking of that experience, as I've alluded to already, the game style is very similar to like early Call of Duty. It's boots on the ground, fast-paced, guns kill in like 3 or 4 shots with pretty steep damage drop-off. Everything feels very crisp. The hit reg is pretty consistent overall, and the kill streaks that they have in the game are very standard. You have your UAV, the UAV jammer, your like missile drone, a Hellbird, a mech suit. Like, they're all very standard stuff, but it's executed very well, and the points needed to acquire your kill streaks is definitely more than any of the other classic Call of Duties, so you can't just like kill 3 people and then have your streaks, It takes a while. And I like that a lot because it really spaces out kill streaks for the later game and some of the objective game modes, and puts a lot more emphasis on the people who are playing consistently versus the people who just get, a good kill streak going one time but don't do much throughout the rest of the game. So I like that a lot. This couples very well with the overall pacing of the game, where really it's gunfight focused most of the time. The streaks are powerful, but they're very easily countered and very easily taken down. And even the best kill streaks like the mech suit and the Hellbird only last 30 seconds. So impact is shifted away from kill streaks and onto individual performance. And I really do enjoy that a lot. I think the gunplay is very tight and very fun. The attachment system is simple but well executed. and you can just run around. And I love these types of games where you can just kind of run around, turn off your mind. It's not something you have to like super focus on, and just stomp out servers. I love just being able to play a more casual game where I can go in, not really have to put as much effort in, and still play well. Because it's not like other first-person shooters. It's not like Counter-Strike or like a game like Paladins, where everything is entirely focused on objective play and team play, and not so much on the individual performance, and you have to focus so much on skill and execution. I can fuck up plenty of times in Ironsight and still have a very good time with it because it's just overall more lax. And really, I think this is a market currently in PC gaming that's kind of underrepresented because of the fact that the Call of Duty franchise has kind of neglected the PC community for the last, several years. We haven't had a whole lot of like standout, fast-paced, like modern-era military-style shooters. I mean, like we have like Warface, a couple other free-to-play notable shooters, and then the Call of Duty series. Really, I mean, I guess you could throw in Battlefield, but I put Battlefield in kind of a different category from COD games. So like for me, I've been waiting for a game like Ironsight to come out, and I've really enjoyed playing it these last few weeks. I think it's very fun, and I don't need it to be the game with the most progression or the most depth of skill, because I can still log on for like an hour, boot up the stream on Twitch, throw on some music, and hang out and have a good time. And I think that's really important for a game like this. It doesn't have to be the next Call of Duty, it doesn't have to be the next Counter-Strike. It could just be its own very tight, very unique experience and just be executed really well. One other thing we definitely have to talk about for a second is the game modes. Because besides your usual team deathmatch and search and destroy, their take on domination and King of the Hill is incredibly interesting. They're called Resource Takeover and Secure Point. And Secure Point is like round-based King of the Hill, where you play tug of war on a point of interest, and whoever has like the most cap percentage at the end wins the round, and then it's the first of 3 rounds won wins the game. And it's a really interesting blend of game modes. I really like it. It's like hardpoint and a round-based game mode at the same time. And it's probably my favorite game mode in the game because it really does a good job of focusing the combat on the central points, but also because you're focusing on a point that's not usually directly in the center of the map, you can really bring in interesting flanking opportunities, and you can do a lot of cool shit as a lone wolf in these game modes, which is how I typically like to play. So Secure Point, I think, is a gem that this game uniquely does better than anyone else. Resource Takeover is in its own right also amazing. So what it is kind of like Domination, where there are 3 points, but only 1 point spawns at a time, and at these points, robots will spawn that'll drop the actual points for the scoreboard. I think they're just called resources. So you kill the robots, you collect the resources. When you clear 1 point, the next point spawns. And once you get past the 3rd point, C point, and clear that, a giant, like the mech suit kill streak will spawn in the center. And both teams have to fight in the mid to take out the mech suit, because the mech suit will drop bigger points than all 3 of the individual domination points robots. So you can still lose all of the point battles, but if you win the Reaper fight and get the mech suit points, you can still win the game. And when playing over these last few weeks, I've had my most intense and fun experiences on Resource Takeover. It's an incredibly well executed mode that's legitimately different than anything that I've ever seen executed in a first person shooter. It's a great blend of objective and individual play. Teams have to work together, but one man can truly succeed on his own, and I really like that. I would say overall, for a game that's only been in open beta for a little over a month now, what you have here is a very concise and tight experience. There's not a whole lot. There's only the 4 game modes. There is ranked competitive, which is just like Search and Destroy, I believe. And there's a fair amount of weapons. So you jump in, you got like 45 minutes to spare, you play a couple matches, you have a good time, maybe you whip out the sniper, you go ham, drop a quad feed, oh my god, oh, get the Doritos and the Mountain Dew, montage. It's just the kind of game you don't take too seriously. And I really think that that is something, as somebody who plays a lot of serious and involved experiences like Paladins, like Counter-Strike, that's something I need. I need a game where I don't necessarily have to be so into it for 45 minutes straight and meta think it out, you know, and make sure I execute everything perfectly. And even then, this game can be very serious and very competitive. So like I can like just flip that switch on and off as I need and have a good time. You know, and there are a few styles of games that execute that hero feeling better than these types of fast-paced shooters. Like when you get the fucking kill cam at the end of the game, and you know you hit that massive flank, whip out your gun, get the quad, maybe you whip out your shotgun, your secondary, go ham for a couple more, and everyone just has to sit there and watch how good you are. You're just like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm better than everybody. Fuck yeah, you know, you just fucking pop off. You know, you drop 50 kills. That type of shit's always fun, and Ironsight executes the fun factor very well. Overall, I think this is a game people are going to have to watch out for. As it gets more content and gets further along in its development, I really do think we have one of the better free-to-play shooters on offer, and all I can hope is that they stay true to the things that are making the game very unique from other free-to-play games right now, and that is, it's not predatory, it's not pay to win. You don't even have to involve yourself in the cosmetics. You can earn the loot boxes as you level up. So you can have a very hands-off involvement in the monetization, or you can get in there and support the devs. And I really do think that that's the best synergy for all types of games, free-to-play or otherwise. Overall, if I had to recommend Ironsight, I absolutely would. I think it's a fun experience. It brings back a lot of old-school Call of Duty vibes, and I think it has the modern era of polish that those games lacked. Good hit reg, the game runs beautifully, the performance is excellent, the hit reg is serviceable, and there are plenty of people playing it. You can't really ask for more than that. That's really all I got to say, guys. If you want to try Ironsight, I'll leave some links to it down in the description box below. I'll also be streaming Ironsight quite a bit over on the brand new Nerdsmerized Twitch page. So make sure you guys follow us on Twitch, keep up to date with what's going on in the streaming world. We want to branch out to Twitch and get that rolling, so make sure you check it out. You can also follow us on our social medias down there in the description as well. Make sure you like the video, subscribe for more. And guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Later.